let's look at the achievements and another predictions when it comes to anything that happens like this week. Unbelievable freaking happened. So that's why this is so late. Um, but yeah, unbelievable it's happened again. I didn't expect this to be here in this different location again so soon, but it is what it is. Have to be quieter again for this one, but no big deal. Let's get into it. Let's get into last week. UFC 307, I ended up losing a little bit. Could have been way worse. In my opinion, I really should have won, but it is what it is. It could have been way worse. I'm not going to complain too much. But let's just go through over the results. All the results that have happened on that card. So first off was Court McGee plus 3.5 to put unit 36 to make 1 unit back. That was a great bet. That was a freaking great bet, and I wish I put more on it. But you can't be thinking of yourself like that. So it's like it's okay. I thought this was a great bet, and it was. Court McGee got in there, sucked him round 1. Beautiful. Hadn't gone to finish in freaking so long. I was shocked he got us finished, but hey, fair play, Court McGee. Well done. Which fight was next? I think it is Tisha Torres, aka Tisha Pennington. This was a little bit of a sweat. A little bit. It was very much of a sweat. Actually, all of these were sweats, to be honest with you. I did think she ended up winning. It was close. I get why people gave it to Carla, but even though she did great at the end of the rounds, still Tisha was the one. She did most damage throughout the entire round. If we look at the beginning and middle as well, like those end moments did make up for it, in my opinion. So I did think Tisha did win. But yeah, that was a sweat. I didn't expect her to get taken down as easily as she did at certain points. Although to be fair, the reason why she got taken down is because Tisha got over aggressive. But that was bad on her part. She kept herself like diligent, patient, but she did like the later rounds more so. She kept herself doing that the entire fight. I don't think it would be any controversy at all. Yeah, good one by Tisha. She looked great. Well, she looked okay. Carla looked good, I should say, for like a retirement fight. I wasn't expecting her to look that good, so props to Carla. Great career. Probably low-key Hall of Famer for accomplishments, so shout out to Carla Esparza. Next bet was Marina Rodriguez. I thought she won this fight. I really did. I thought damage of round 1 and damage of round 3. It's pretty crazy that Mark Goddard stood them up. I wasn't expecting that. I don't think I've ever seen anyone stand someone up from a mount, but like putting their chin on someone's eye. I've never seen that off the top of my head. So that was unusual. It's like, oh my god, no freaking way Mark Goddard is bailing me out. But no, Chris Lee had it round 1. Lucindo somehow. I guess a knockdown don't mean nothing, I guess, but whatever. I thought Marina won this fight, rounds 1 and 3. I thought she did way more damage in those rounds, and Lucindo didn't do too much in those rounds. Like, she got the takedown. What did she do with the takedown? Not much. It is what it is. And now I'm going to sound like I contradict myself with the next one. Mario Batista! I bet a lot. I bet 2 units on Mario Batista, 2.71 to get 2 units back. I did think Mario won this fight. Now, I won't lie. When I looked at the stats afterwards, I was like, "Oh, this is probably a robbery. This is probably a robbery." But something to remember is the judges don't have those stats. They don't have those stats, to be honest. Or not to be honest, of course, not to be honest. They don't have those stats and stuff like that in front of them. They're just watching the fight. And when I was watching live, I was like, okay, Mario Batista won round 3. Obviously won round 1. Aldo won round 2. No questions about that. But obviously, I was like, he won round 3 because he didn't really get hit. Because to me, when watching live, it looked like Mario Batista was not really getting hit too much. He was able to push against the fence and land like little knees, like nothing crazy, of course. But like Aldo was like throwing big shots, but not hitting the mark. It felt like I was like, well, I want to give it to Mario just because activity is way more and he's not getting hit too much. Of course, stats didn't reflect that. So, but I think that's like what I got from it live, and that's why I thought it got scored like that. So I get people saying Aldo won. I get it. The hate Mario's getting, though, I will say this is kind of insane. Like, I don't think you've seen Mario Batista's previous fights, because this guy's a fun fighter. He's a fun fighter, and he's gonna have fun fights in the future too. It's not like he's picked a style that would be perfect to use against Aldo, like a blueprint that's been used by Volkanovski, by Marab. Now Mario implemented his own, and Mario fought it in a fun way. He fought it in a fun way, like a more fun way, especially than Marab. Marab didn't even just held him against the fence. It didn't separate at any point really. At least this fight had like round 1 and round 2. The Marab fight was 3 straight rounds of that. So shout out to Mario. I think he is really good, and I think he does have a future in this division. Champion, I don't know as of now, but hey, Mario's good, and I think people got to put some respect on his name, and I don't think he deserves the hate he's been getting. So I respect you, Mario. Appreciate you for the bet. I did think he won the fight, but I get the standpoint saying Aldo robbery. It was close. Aldo has a problem of being put against the fence, and he wants to stop the takedown so bad that he's not trying to circle off and not give opportunities for it. It's biting him in the butt a few times now. In Salt Lake City, altitude didn't help him. It definitely didn't help him. So, yeah. Poor Aldo. We love Aldo, so that's... I hate to see it, but it is what it is. And then main event, Raquel Pennington versus Juliana Pena. I thought Raquel Pennington won this fight. I thought she won rounds 1. She got outstruck in round 1, but that's not how rounds are scored. Rounds are scored by whoever lands the better shots. Doesn't necessarily mean more shots, the better shots, and the better shots were landed by Raquel Pennington in round 1, in my opinion. And then obviously round 2, round 3, clear Pena. Round 4 and 5, clear Raquel. Ugh. Very sad, because this bet would have made me profit like for the night. So, poor Raquel. I love her so much. I love her so much. So that sucks seeing Pena get the belt off of something I didn't think she won. So it is what it is. I'm very sad about it. I'm not gonna cry about it. It was close. It was close, but I don't think it was to the point where it's like, oh yeah, it's clear Pena. Or not clear Pena, but it's like, you can say there's a winner. And I thought the winner was Raquel Pennington. So, yeah. Anyways, now to go through the full recap, I got 8 of 12, so that's pretty good. I did pretty good on the card. Ryan Spann got a sub round 1. He did what he had to do. Good Ryan Spann. Instead of getting KO, he got a sub. Fair play. Well done, Ryan Spann. Don't really need to elaborate too much on that. Cesar Almeida, I called by decision. I wish I bet it, but at the same time, no, not really. Why? Because Ihor got screwed. Ihor got screwed so bad. He should have gotten at least a point. He should have had more time to recover his eyes. And he shouldn't have been separated the amount of time. That was some of the most legitimately rigged refereeing I've ever seen in my life. I swear to God. I've never seen anything that bad in like the UFC. That was bad. Ihor deserves another chance. I love me some Ihor. It's not fair to this guy. But yeah, Almeida won. Did more damage throughout. But he clearly has holes in this game. He clearly has holes in this game. And I'm definitely going to be looking to fade him in the future. Alexander Hernandez versus Austin Hubbard. It was close. I thought Hernandez probably did pull it out. But I didn't like the circumstances for Hernandez coming into this one, but he looked good. Didn't look good round 3, but not like that's unusual with Hernandez. But He did good damage. So good for Hernandez. 30-27 Hubbard was freaking insane. What the hell is wrong with that, Judge? Just leave it at that. Like 29-28, either way, I thought was fair though. I talked about that one. Wonderboy versus Buckley. I was not expecting that KO. I was like, damn, Wonderboy still got it. He's still looking good, landing shots, and then bam, random KO by Buckley round 3. After starting getting momentum as the fight kept going, I was like, damn, it's freaking impressive by Buckley. That is impressive as hell, and he deserves to step up in the rankings. I wasn't confident to bet him in the spot. I feel justified in not being confident based off how the fight was going, because Wonderboy did still look good. But man, shout out to Buckley. Well done. Kayla Harrison, Ketlin Vieira. Thank God I didn't fall for the trap of betting Kayla Harrison inside the distance. Ketlin is durable. Absolutely. And I did say in the video, it's like, decision is very possible. It absolutely is. And that's what happened. Kayla on the feet. I forgot how bad it was. It's not good. It's not good. She's bad on the feet. To be fair, Juliana Pena ain't anything special, so on the feet herself, so she'll be fine in that fight. But like, oh, if it was Raquel Pennington, it's like, yo, she could give some problems. I'll live. It's like, especially if 5 rounds and she dies of cardio at 135. And I do think the 135-pound aspect did play a role in it's playing a role in Kayla like not doing necessarily as great. Obviously, she did good enough to clearly win all the rounds, except for maybe round 2, which was excellent elbow by Ketlin Vieira. But am I having an effect on Kayla? I'm not super crazy about Kayla at 135. I didn't want to say that. But yeah, she won this fight. She's going to beat Juliana Pena. She absolutely will. Juliana Pena is not good. And the areas where she is good, I don't know. I don't know how she's going to bring it to Kayla. Maybe like cardio-wise, she can absolutely beat her. But even then, I'm not even. I thought that was one thing Pena did have, but no, not this time around. And again, that was in Salt Lake City, and she didn't train for the cardio. And it clearly freaking showed. I feel justified. I'm going to lead to Kevin Holland. I won Kevin Holland. I thought he would win the decision, but I was like super not confident in this fight, of course. Like, what were the fights I'm not confident in? This one, but Buckley. Hubbard Hernandez I had no confidence in. Span OSP. Yeah, those are the ones I was like, I have zero confidence in. Holland was doing great work on the feet, way faster, like I said. He did actually end up taking down. It's like, oh shoot, this is not good. And his rib broke, which is so unlucky for Holland. Kept trying to stay in there, but once he realized rib was broken, it was over. Fair play. Well done to Lindsay. You ended up breaking a rib. You will be faded in the future. And then last one, Pereira. Khalil put on a pretty good performance considering, like, he was pretty big underdog, but Pereira's able to take over as the fight kept going. His cardio impressed me a lot in this fight, so I'll say that about Alex Pereira. I mean, it's not like Khalil really had too much after round 2, but it's still impressive to be in Salt Lake City, which he did come out for, which is good for like elevation wise. But cardio looked good. Showed why he's a kickboxing savant. Alex Pereira is so good, and it feels good to get an Alex Pereira fight right again. The last one I got right was Pereira Blachowicz, so I picked Pereira in that one. So it feels good to be right after a while. So yeah, let's get into this week. Royval versus Taira. Try to go through some of these pretty quickly. Clayton Carpenter versus Lucas Rocha. This one's interesting. I'm gonna go with Clayton Carpenter. Won a decision, but look, Rocha's live in this fight. I make no mistake. I'm not super confident in Clayton Carpenter, and like, I think you can, especially if this is in the striking, especially if Clayton Carpenter gasses. Yikes. That Lucas Rocha is super live to win this fight. He's not a bum by any means, so it's like, I do think Lynn Carpenter gets him down. I do think he can do good work on top, which is why I'm ultimately picking him, but I won't be shocked if Lucas Rocha actually does win this fight on the feet. Maybe an over is interesting, minus 145. I'm not crazy about that, but that's bettable. 6 strikes, most takedowns. Clayton Carpenter, probably a lock. Maybe not a lock, but there's gonna be one going for takedowns. Most 6 strikes. I'm not interested in that bet. Maybe Rocha if you like Rocha. So yeah. Next fight the card: Dan Argueta versus Cody Haddon. This is crazy. 17-8. I'm gonna go Haddon in the decision, but like Argueta's good. He missed weight too, Argueta. So that's something to make note of, and I think that's a little bit of a worry for Cody Haddon, because maybe like Argueta's like ready to hey, I'm ready to freaking push. I'm ready to push the pace. I do think Haddon's good. I do think on the feet he's going to do some good work. It's very possible Argueta has good success early on. Maybe like tails off just a little bit. That's where Haddon takes over. But I think Haddon will be able to keep on the feet, especially as the fight later goes on, and be able to win like that. Maybe take away. In terms of other bets, like props, most takedowns Dana Argueta minus 350 is kind of surprising. I thought that'd be way worse. I'm not sure if I would want to touch it too much. Most 6 strikes, I don't want to touch that. Yeah. Maybe, I think Cody Haddon round 3 decision is not a bad bet either. Maybe you hedge a little bit with Cody Haddon round 2. Well, that's just my take on it. Next fight. This fight's so interesting to me. I don't really have a bet on this as of right now, but this one I'm not so sure. I have history with both girls. I'm not sure if I have a bet on, not on Corey McKenna. I bet against her in her last fight against Jacqueline Amarine. I picked Amarine to beat her. Damn, that felt good. But what felt better was picking Josephine Knudsen to beat Julia Pilastri. It was one of my biggest bets I've ever made, so that was satisfying. Although that was freaking scary. And it was also scary that she tapped, but freaking ref didn't stop. Whatever. Besides the point. I know these two girls. I definitely have done studies, which is why I know this is such a hard fight to predict. Why is it so hard? For one, Pilastri has a physical advantage. She's definitely going to be the one more physical. She's not tall or anything like that, which is kind of crazy saying that about Corey McKenna opponent. But she's definitely going to be more physical, and I think she'll be able to. The problem with Corey McKenna is the girls she's like taken down and like kept down are just like not good on the ground. So it's like it's hard to gauge really, like just how good her top control is and like keeping girls down. I think it's all right. At least is Pilastri able to get up, and I think she might be able to get up because of the physicality again. The question is, does she want to get up? Does she want to get up? Julia Pilastri. Fight IQ is a problem with both these ladies. Pilastri showed that against Knudsen so badly in a few times. On the feet, she's not a minnow winner. She's a moment winner. She hits hard shots. On the feet, this is Pilastri. Maybe not all day, but probably a good amount of the day, because she's going to land big shots on Corey McKenna for sure. Land big shots. Corey McKenna, she might be able to, if she pushes a pace and like throws a bunch at once, I think she can land on Pilastri a lot on the feet if she needs to. So I don't think it's like, oh, it's such a big discrepancy at all. Not really. But we know McKenna's going to wrestle. We know she's going to wrestle. That's where it comes down to. So is Pilastri's takedown defense great? Not really. It's not that great. Has it improved? We haven't really seen, to be honest. Not like Knudsen's going to take her down. She didn't really try to take her down. Only time she can try and grapple with Pilastres is when Pilastres initiated the grappling. But Pilastres did show me a lot in that fight, which is like impressive. It impressed me a lot, and I still stand on it because Knudsen, I know for a fact, does have good grappling. She does have good wrestling. The Senta Austin fight is proof of that. She's not a bum on the ground by any means. So for Pilastres to have success in those realms, it's impressive. It's impressive as hell. Oh, I hate picking this fight. I'm going to go Pilastres decision. I think this does go decision. But I'll tell you what. If there is a finish, it's going to be by Pilastres. What's the finish only line? Minus 350 Pilastres. Oh, I'm tempted to bet it. I don't see Corey McKenna finishing her. But it's a line that's a little crazy to the point where I don't really want to bet it. Most takedowns, McKenna, minus 260. That's a good bet. I think minus 260 Corey McKenna takedowns is good. Most 6 strikes landed, minus 185. I want to bet that. I think that probably does hit. I think more 6 strikes Pilastres probably alright, especially for the odds. Could be worse. And then most takedowns McKenna, I think that's pretty good, minus 260. So that's what I like on that. This is such a tough fight to call. I don't really know who's going to win, if I'm honest. I think both girls are good. Pilastres short notice too. That's something you have to consider too. This is a tough one. If I want to play something on this, probably be Pilastres inside the distance only, and it voids if it goes to decision. That'd be the only thing I'd be any sort of thing interested in. Yeah. Let's wrap the card. Junior Tafa versus Sean Sheriff. I haven't really researched Sean Sheriff too much. I'm assuming Tafa KO round 1, but I'm not gonna put any money on freaking Tafa or the Sean Sheriff guy. Sharaf? I think it might be Sharaf. I'm just not pronouncing things right. I think Tafa's trying to get bounce back. Can he wrestle this guy? I'm not sure. I'm assuming he did. He wouldn't be this much of an underdog. But I haven't done the due diligence for this one because this one did come on late. I've had a whole worldwide of a time not doing research on a few of these fights, so I'm not interested in betting this one. In terms of some lines that look interesting, like props wise, more takedowns, Sean. That's probably pretty safe because Junior Tafa's not going to shoot for a takedown. Minus 200, but make sure if the more takedowns thing, if it voids, if they tie in takedowns, because maybe it's 0-0. If it's 0-0 and you get your money back, I think that's a must bet. It's a must bet to bet that. So maybe does try go in takedowns, but it's only minus 200. It's nothing crazy, so I'm assuming that does say a lot. So yeah, I like Junior Tafa. I do think he'll find a shot towards the beginning. Super short notes for Sean as well, so yeah. Garembo Nico Price. This is a setup matchup. Garembo's gonna win this fight. He's freaking massive in comparison to Nico Price. Nico's getting older. He won his last fight, but I'm not gonna lie, that was not a good look at all. Even worse of a look from Morono. I think it was short notice to be fair, but oof, yikes. He's just not been looking great at all. And I think Garembo is just gonna do what he wants in the grappling, wrestling, maybe even striking, but don't strike. Just grapple. Just put him down. Take half grab one like that. That's all I want. I'm definitely gonna bet on Garembo. I already have a bet on him. I like him in this spot a lot. In terms of other bets, not most 6 strikes. I'm not interested in that. Most takedowns, Garembo. That's a lock. He's going to get more takedowns than Nico Price, so I think you can safely put your money there and not have to worry. Let's wrap the card. Jonathan Pierce versus Pat Sabatini. This is a good fight. I get why people are on JSB, but I'm going to go Sabatini. I think this is inevitably going to be a grappling match, and I'm thinking I'm gonna go Sabatini in a grappling match. If it's on the feet, yeah, fair enough. I get why JSP's the favorite, but I don't think Sabatini doesn't really like fight dudes really on the feet for the most part. He always wants to grapple. I think because of that, Pat Sabatini's gonna come in, push a pace, try and push a pace on JSP. I do think Pat Sabatini's the better grappler, so that's why I'm ultimately going with him. Not super confident in that. Am I willing to bet him? Yeah, not really. Not too much. Yeah. Most 6 strikes, Jonathan Pierce is probably an alright bet because Sabatini doesn't throw that much, to be fair. But honestly, none of these interest me. I like probably over 2 rounds minus 225 is okay. It's like a parlay piece. Maybe want to do it. It's a little chalky for me for this one. But yeah, that's what I think. CJ Vergara versus Ramazan Tamarov. I'm going to go Ramazan Tamarov by... take early round 2 KO. I don't think CJ Vergara is that good. Do I think he's live to win this? Absolutely. Absolutely. Because if this fight goes long, Vergara is live to win this fight. He is very, very live to win this fight. And I totally get people betting him based off that assumption. Though I do think Vergara live bet after like round 1. Probably going to get better odds. So I think that would be the way to tackle it if you want to tackle it. But I think this Tamarov guys is a little too good for Vergara. Maybe will he have maybe a little bit of trouble? Sure, but I think he'll ultimately pull it off. I like Tamarov to win. And I like the experience of Ryzen coming into the UFC. It's not necessarily some random regional promotion. Not necessarily Ryzen's the best, but it's better than some of these other promotions. Next, we have the card. We got Daniel Rodriguez versus Alex Morono. D-Rod. I'm going with D-Rod to win a decision. There's a lot of decisions on this card for me. I think just D-Rod's a lot better at this point. Although, I'm not crazy about betting it because I kind of think D-Rod's a little bit washed. Morono looks so bad in this last fight. So bad. That last fight. But I don't think Morono's that bad. He's okay. Do I think D-Rod's still better? Yes. I thought he showed me some things against Kelvin. Not against Gary. He did show us some things against Magny. But at this age, it's like, I don't want to get associated with Daniel Rodriguez right here. Not too interested. But I do think he's the better. He's going to be the better boxer and be able to win with the boxing here against Alex Morono. So yeah, give me D-Rod. In terms of other bets, I bet you D-Rod 6 strikes is interesting. Oh, minus 275. Ugh. I wish it was lower. But I bet you that would probably hit. Minus 275. It's probably the way to go if you want like a prop of some sort. Maybe an over like round 3 decision D-Rod is interesting. What is D-Rod round 3 decision? Plus 110. It's not bad. I might look into that as like a small value play. That's plus money. But yeah, I like D-Rod to win, but not super confident. Grant Dawson versus Rafa Garcia. Grant Dawson decision. Rafa Garcia is so tough to finish. So Grant Dawson back take, holding down for 3 rounds, gets the win. That's what I think. Not much else to say. What are the odds? Most takedowns landed minus 1400. It's Grant Dawson season. I have faded Grant Dawson in the past. I faded him against Bobby Green. All-time great bet. In retrospect, it kind of feels dumb. I bet that, but it worked out. I think I know the guys you probably want to fade Grant Dawson against. I don't think you want to fade him here. I get why people are betting Rafa because he does have good grappling, he does have good wrestling of his own. He has good striking on the feet. Striking the Dawson, absolutely. This is like a more dangerous opponent than Selecki by all means. But Grant Dawson's still going to do his thing. He's still going to do what he's able to do, and I don't think Rafa Garcia's got the tools to deal with it. So yeah, I like Grant Dawson. Next we have the card. I'm very excited for this one. Chidi Bang Bang and Joe Kawani versus Jared Gooden. Night Train. Give me Chidi Bang Bang round 1 KO. I think he can win a decision too. I'll say that too. But man, Chidi Bang Bang Bye Night Train is what I think. If Gooden doesn't try to grapple or wrestle early, I think he's getting slept. Chidi's too good of a striker. I'm a little worried that Chidi is a little low volume at 170. He's massive for 170 though. I got to say that he's massive. He's huge for the weight class. In a way, it's like, yeah, he's huge, and it's like at the same time, it's like you're huge to the point where it's like I'm not sure if it's healthy. But he looked fine last time out. He didn't get a split decision last time out. He did, but like that was not a split decision. Let's be real. That was a clear Chidi Joe Kawani win. I was on Chidi that fight. I was actually on Gooden in his last fight against Turman. So that was a good call by me. Well, that was freaking fading him big time with Jose, but that fight fell out sadly. But I think Chidi's too good of a striker. I'm not like super duper confident as I was against Reese McKee because his back isn't as much against the wall this time around. It doesn't. So it's like maybe quitter Chidi's a little bit back. Because I know Jared Gooden's not going to try and quit. But I think it's just a massive skills difference. It's a massive skills difference, especially on the feet. Chidi and Joe Kawani. He's a problem. Give me Chidi there. I'm going to bet him. In terms of otherwise bets, Chidi and Joe Kawani, Jared Gooden. Most 6 I am not crazy about any of these. So I'm honest. Yeah. Next wrap the card, we have Brad Tavares versus Jung Park. I like Jung Park to win a decision. I don't think Tavares is the same. I think it will be similar to some of these other fights we've had recently, where it's like Mario Batista. You don't have to necessarily have to be able to take this guy down, but you can cage push. If you can cage push, you can win the fight if you do enough. I think Jung Park is going to win like that, basically. But that Brad Tavares' takedown defense is incredible. It's absolutely insane. But Jung Park, he is massive for the division. He's going to be pushed. Well, maybe not massive because it's smaller than Brad Tavares, but like more so in like width. But I think he's going to be able to cage push and win like that. I think most takedowns, minus 450, Jung Park is safe. We know Brad Tavares ain't shooting no takedowns. That's what I would like. Probably, I don't know about over. Over's probably safe, but I thought this odds, no. Not worth it. I like Jung Park to win. I think he can cage push and just do more damage on the cage. Just throw more volume because of that. Because he's going to be pushing Brad Tavares over and over. Next we have the card. Brandon Royval versus Tatsuro Taira. Super excited for this fight. I got Brandon Royval to win decision. Bold, I know. But I've been picking Taira his whole run up until now. I think Royval absolutely is like his toughest test. How is Taira going to look in rounds 3, 4, and 5? We get to see this fight. Because Royval is so tough to finish. But even then, he's tough to finish, but at the same time, how he fights, anyone can get finished. So there's that too. Do I think Taira can have success early on? Absolutely he can have success early on. But I love that Royval puts on a pace. I'm not liking the Factory X thing going on, like the gym dissolving or something like that. So I'm not crazy about that for Brandon Royval, but I think he does pull this one off. I think he does pull this one off against Taira. I think output's going to be huge. I think his scramblability makes him a big threat against Taira because he can scramble. And he can scramble with all the big dudes in the ground. Maybe not as much Pantoja, but I'm willing to trust in his scramble ability and what gets anyone in this division still. So, yeah, I like Brandon Royval. I think so later rounds can be massive for him, and he can win with 3, 4, 5, if not earlier. Get some random drop like a spinning elbow like he did against Car fans. So yeah, give me Brandon Royval to win this fight. And yeah, I'm gonna cut it short for this one. You can check me out on BetMe Tips, Champ Bets, and you can also check me out at champbetsmma.com. Going to be back to a normal place, no microphone next time around. Please, no more hurricanes, Florida. I beg of you, no more hurricanes. But yeah, very excited for this card. I will see you guys next week for Michel Pereira versus Fluffy Hernandez. So yeah, see that one. Very excited. Thank you very much. Have a great one. Bye.